Death doesn't wait for the perfect moment, and sometimes it claims its victims under the brightest spotlights. Join us as we explore the haunting stories of performers who took their final bow while doing what they loved most. The sight of a performer's last moments unfolding before our eyes creates an indelible mark on our collective memory. These tragic incidents where artists met their fate while pursuing their passion remind us of life's fragile nature and the thin line between performance and reality. Today we'll see 20 performers and actors who died live on stage. 1. Tommy Cooper, When Laughter Turned to Silence. On April 15, 1984, beloved British comedian Tommy Cooper gave his final performance on Live from Her Majesty's. As millions watched, Cooper, known for his intentionally clumsy magic acts and infectious humor, began his routine with his characteristic charm. Suddenly, he clutched his chest and collapsed backward onto the stage. The audience, accustomed to Cooper's comedic timing and deliberate mishaps, erupted in laughter and applause. They believed it was just another masterful display of his signature, bumbling persona. Behind the curtain, however, a devastating reality was unfolding. The show's host, Jimmy Tarbuck, and fellow performers rushed to Cooper's aid as the gravity of the situation became apparent. Yet in a cruel twist of fate, the cameras continued rolling, capturing these precious moments as the comedian fought for his life. Despite immediate medical attention, Cooper was pronounced dead shortly after reaching the hospital, having suffered a massive heart attack in front of his adoring fans. 2. Wrestling's Darkest Night, The Fall of Mitsuharu Misawa. Japanese professional wrestling witnessed one of its darkest moments on June 13, 2009. Mitsuharu Misawa, a legendary figure renowned for his technical prowess and high-flying abilities, was performing in a tag team match in Hiroshima. The arena buzzed with excitement until a routine suplex maneuver went catastrophically wrong. In an instant, the electric atmosphere transformed into stunned silence as Misawa lay motionless in the ring. The devastating move had caused a fatal spinal cord injury, and the reality of the situation quickly dawned on everyone present. Medical personnel rushed to perform CPR as thousands of spectators watched in horror, both in the arena and through their television screens. Despite their valiant efforts, Misawa was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at the hospital. 3. When Nature Strikes Back, Steve Irwin's Last Adventure. The world lost its beloved crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin, on September 4, 2006, during the filming of Ocean's Deadliest. While exploring the Great Barrier Reef's dangerous marine life, Irwin encountered an 8-foot stingray. As he swam behind the typically docile creature, capturing footage for his documentary, fate took an unexpected turn. The stingray, feeling threatened, instinctively defended itself with its barbed tail, striking Irwin directly in the chest. The barb penetrated his heart, causing a fatal injury that would claim his life within minutes. Though his crew immediately initiated rescue efforts and performed CPR, their attempts proved futile. While the tragic incident was captured on film, it remains unreleased out of respect for Irwin's family and enduring legacy. 4. The Last Performance, A Tragic Fall. As Wemba carefully balanced on the wire, fate had other plans. In a heart-wrenching moment captured on camera, the legendary performer lost his balance and plummeted to his death. While the footage wasn't broadcast live, its later circulation served as a sobering reminder of the risks performers take for their art. Wemba's passing sent shockwaves through the circus community, where he had long stood as a beacon of courage and dedication. His death wasn't just the end of a career, it was the final chapter of a man who had literally lived life on the edge. 5. When Music Fades, the Story of Pedro Henrique. March 12, 2023, marked a dark day in Brazilian music history. Pedro Henrique, a 39-year-old virtuoso guitarist known for his electrifying performances and masterful technique, took the stage at Sao Paulo's music festival for what would become his final show. As the lights illuminated his passionate performance, no one could have predicted the tragedy about to unfold. Mid-performance, while his guitar strings still resonated with emotion, Henrique suddenly collapsed. The audience, initially stunned to silence, watched in horror as emergency personnel rushed to his aid. Despite their swift response and immediate transportation to a nearby hospital, the talented musician was pronounced dead upon arrival, his life claimed by a sudden heart attack. 6. A Star's Final Spotlight, Valencia Prime. The vibrant Philadelphia drag scene lost one of its brightest stars on September 12, 2022. Valencia Prime, affectionately known as Philadelphia's plus-size dancing diva, was more than just a performer. She was a 25-year-old transgender woman who had become a symbol of authenticity and artistic expression. During her showcase Prime Time at the Taboo Lounge and Sports Bar, Prime's performance took a tragic turn as she suddenly collapsed on stage. The immediate medical response couldn't prevent the inevitable, and she was pronounced dead at Jefferson Hospital. The medical examiner later revealed atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease as the cause, but her legacy lives on through the countless lives she touched in the LGBTQ+ community. 7. The Colonel's Final Salute, Bruce Hampton's Last Jam. May 1st, 2017 was meant to be a celebration of Colonel Bruce Hampton's 70th birthday. Instead, it became a poignant farewell to one of jam band music's most influential figures. The Atlanta Concert Hall was packed with musical luminaries, including members of the Hampton Grease Band and Aquarium Rescue Unit, all gathered to honor their mentor and friend. During an explosive jam session, Hampton collapsed on stage, his arm resting on a speaker. The audience, familiar with his theatrical nature and unpredictable performance style, initially thought it was part of the show. As seconds turned to minutes, the devastating reality became clear. Despite immediate medical attention, the Colonel had taken his final bow, leaving behind a legacy that would continue to influence improvisational music for generations to come. 8. The Fatal Performance, Barbara Weldens' Electric Tragedy. In a cruel twist of fate, Barbara Weldens' passionate performance at the Leo Ferré Festival in Gourdon, France, turned into her final moments on stage. As she moved gracefully across the platform, barefoot as was her signature style, nobody could have predicted the devastating turn of events about to unfold. The 35-year-old rising star, known for her raw emotional performances and poetic lyrics, had been captivating audiences throughout France. Her debut album, Le Grand de l'Homme, had already earned her critical acclaim, and she was quickly becoming one of French music's most promising talents. Her unique blend of chanson française and contemporary folk had earned her several prestigious awards, including the Jacques Brel Young Talents Prize. That fateful night, as the spotlight illuminated her commanding presence, Weldens accidentally stepped on faulty electrical equipment. In a horrifying instant, the stage that had been her sanctuary became the site of an unthinkable tragedy. The electrical current surged through her body, causing her to collapse mid-performance. Despite the immediate response from emergency personnel and desperate attempts to revive her, Weldens was pronounced dead at the scene. 9. The Silenced Voice, Juan Jumalon's Final Broadcast. The tragic story of Juan Johnny Walker Jumalon stands as a stark reminder of the dangers journalists face worldwide. Known for his positive energy and uplifting content, Jumalon's 94.7 Mega Calamba FM show was a beacon of light in his community. His focus on spreading joy and laughter made his violent end all the more shocking. That fateful morning in Calamba, Misamis Occidental, what seemed like an ordinary broadcast turned deadly. Two men arrived at Jumalon's home studio under the guise of making a lost and found announcement. In a calculated move, one assailant held a staff member at gunpoint while his accomplice entered the broadcasting booth. The horrifying moments that followed were captured on Facebook Live and CCTV as the gunman shot Jumalon twice before stealing his necklace and fleeing with a third accomplice on a motorcycle. 10. The Final Beat, Sib Hashian's Last Performance. When legendary Boston drummer Sib Hashian took the stage aboard the Legends of Rock cruise on March 22, 2017, no one suspected it would be his final performance. At 67, Haitian had been battling kidney cancer, yet his passion for music remained undiminished. His powerful drumming had helped shape Boston's iconic sound, particularly on their groundbreaking debut album and the follow-up Don't Look Back. As the cruise ship sailed along the American coastline, Haitian was doing what he loved most, performing classic rock hits for eager fans. Without warning, he collapsed behind his drum kit, the rhythms he had masterfully controlled for decades suddenly falling silent. Despite immediate medical intervention, Hashian couldn't be revived, leaving behind a legacy that would continue to influence drummers for generations to come. 11. When Laughter Fades, Dick Shawn's ultimate performance. Comedy legend Dick Shawn's final moments on April 17, 1987, blur the line between performance and reality. During his routine at the University of California, San Diego, the 63-year-old actor and comedian, known for his roles in It's a Mad, 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 Mad World and The Producers, delivered what would become his last punchline. When he suddenly collapsed on stage, the audience's laughter continued, believing it was part of his act, a tragic irony that underscored the fine line between comedy and tragedy. 12. The Last Note, from Lillian Harden to KK. Lillian Harden Armstrong's story is particularly poignant. The accomplished jazz pianist, composer, and Louis Armstrong's second wife met her end while honoring her late husband's memory. On August 27, 1971, just weeks after Louis's funeral, she collapsed at the piano during a televised memorial concert. Her final performance became her own requiem as she passed away en route to the hospital at age 73. Decades later, another musical light would be extinguished mid-performance. Indian singing sensation KK, Krishna Kumar Kunath, had built an extraordinary career spanning multiple languages and genres. His versatile voice had given life to countless Bollywood hits, from the romantic Tadap Tadap to the energetic Dhoom Machale. On May 31, 2022, during a live concert in Kolkata, the 53-year-old singer gave his final performance, collapsing shortly after leaving the stage. His death, like those before him, reminded us that even in our most passionate moments, life's curtain can fall without warning. These performers, though gone, continue to live through their art, their final moments eternally intertwined with the stages they loved so dearly. Their stories serve as both a tribute to their dedication and a reminder of life's unpredictable nature, where even the brightest spotlights can suddenly fade to black. 13. KK, a final song in Kolkata. The vibrant atmosphere of Kolkata's Nazrul Mancha Auditorium turned somber on May 31, 2022. KK Krishna Kumar Kunath, one of India's most beloved playback singers, had just delivered an electrifying performance that would tragically become his last. Despite showing signs of discomfort during the show, the consummate professional continued performing for his devoted fans. As the final notes faded, KK collapsed backstage. The emergency response was immediate, with the singer being rushed to a nearby hospital. However, fate had written its final verse. He was pronounced dead on arrival, having suffered a massive cardiac arrest. At 54, KK's powerful voice, which had given life to countless Bollywood hits across 3 decades, fell silent. 14. Tragic performances from Europe to Africa. The music world was stunned when Hungarian star Zoltan met his end during a Swedish television recording. His sudden collapse from a heart attack sparked controversy, with both German and Hungarian media questioning the circumstances of his death, suggesting possible foul play. In a more recent tragedy, South African hip-hop sensation Costa Titch, Konstantinos Sobanoglu, faced his final moments at Johannesburg's Ultra South Africa Music Festival on March 11, 2023. The dynamic performer, known for his unique blend of dance and rap, collapsed twice during his set. Despite immediate medical intervention, the second fall proved fatal. While the exact cause remains unconfirmed, witnesses reported what appeared to be seizure-like symptoms. 15. Legends Lost, from Congo to Romania. Papa Wemba, the king of rumba rock, took his final bow at the Fimua Festival in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, on April 24, 2016. The Congolese music pioneer, who had spent decades revolutionizing African music through his signature soukous style, collapsed mid-performance. His passing marked the end of an era in African music history. Romania's metal scene faced unprecedented tragedy when Goodbye to Gravity's album release concert turned catastrophic on October 30th, 2015. The band's pyrotechnic display at Bucharest's Colectiv nightclub ignited the venue's acoustic foam, triggering a devastating inferno. The resulting chaos claimed 64 lives, including band members Vlad Talea, Mihai Alexandru, Bogdan Enache, and Alix Pascu. The disaster sparked nationwide protests against corruption and inadequate safety regulations. 16 fatal performances from snakes to bullets. Indonesian dangdut star Irma Bule's daring performances with King Cobras proved fatally miscalculated on April 4, 2016. During a show in Karawang, West Java, her signature snake prop turned deadly when it struck, injecting its lethal venom. Initially dismissing the bite's severity, Bula continued performing until she collapsed, succumbing to the poison shortly after. The American music scene lost several iconic figures to tragic performances. Tiny Tim, famous for his distinctive falsetto and ukulele rendition of Tiptoe Through the Tulips, suffered a fatal heart attack during a Minneapolis benefit concert on November 30th, 1996. Christina Grimmie, a rising star from The Voice, met a violent end at 22 when a gunman attacked her during a post-concert meet and greet in Orlando on June 10th, 2016. The metal community was devastated when Dimebag Darrell Abbott, Pantera's legendary guitarist, was murdered on stage during a Damage Plan concert in Columbus, Ohio on December 8, 2004. A disturbed fan rushed the stage, killing Darrell and 3 others before being stopped by law enforcement. The incident remains one of rock music's darkest moments, marking the tragic loss of one of metal's most influential guitarists. These performers' final moments, captured in the spotlight they loved, serve as poignant reminders of life's fragility and the ultimate price some artists pay while pursuing their passion. 17. WWE's Darkest Day, the Owen Hart Tragedy. On May 23, 1999, the wrestling world witnessed one of its most devastating tragedies. Owen Hart, a 38-year-old WWE superstar known for his exceptional technical ability and high-flying maneuvers, was scheduled to make a dramatic entrance at the Over the Edge pay-per-view event. The stunt involved descending from the arena's rafters using a harness and grapple line, a spectacular entrance that would tragically go wrong. As thousands watched in horror, something malfunctioned with the equipment, causing Hart to fall approximately 78 feet into the ring. Despite immediate medical attention, Owen succumbed to his injuries. WWE, respecting the gravity of the incident and the family's wishes, never released the footage of the fatal accident. 18. Final acts, from comedy to marine life. Red Foxx, the beloved comedian who brought laughter to millions through Sanford & Son, met his end in a cruelly ironic way. On October 11, 1991, while rehearsing for The Royal Family, Foxx collapsed on set. Initially, some thought it was one of his famous heart attack routines, but this time, at age 68, it was devastatingly real. He was rushed to the hospital but pronounced dead shortly after arrival. The marine entertainment industry faced its own tragedy when Dawn Brancheau, an experienced SeaWorld Orlando trainer, lost her life during a routine interaction with Tilikum, an orca whale, on February 24, 2010. The incident, which saw the whale unexpectedly grab and submerge Brancheau, sparked worldwide debates about animal captivity and trainer safety protocols. 19. Stage and screen, when performers take their final bow. The wrestling community mourned again when Silver King, a celebrated Mexican wrestler and actor, collapsed during a match at London's Roundhouse venue on May 11, 2019. Despite immediate medical attention, he couldn't be revived. That same spirit of performance claimed Nick Menza, former drummer of Megadeth, who suffered a fatal heart attack while performing with his band OM in Los Angeles on May 21, 2016. The music world lost another talent when Juan Carlos Formel, a renowned Cuban musician and composer, succumbed to a heart attack during a performance in the Bronx on May 26, 2023. At 59, his passion for music remained undiminished until his final moment. 20. The Lee Legacy: 2 Generations of Tragedy. The martial arts world lost its brightest star when Bruce Lee unexpectedly died on July 20th, 1973, at just 32. The Enter the Dragon star's death in Hong Kong was attributed to cerebral edema, possibly triggered by an adverse reaction to a painkiller. His passing left an indelible mark on both martial arts and cinema. In a cruel twist of fate, Bruce's son Brandon Lee would meet a similarly tragic end on March 31st, 1993, during the filming of The Crow. A prop gun malfunction led to a fatal accident when a bullet fragment lodged in the barrel from a previous scene was propelled by a blank round. Despite hours of surgery, Brandon couldn't be saved, adding another chapter to Hollywood's history of on-set tragedies.